Woo! Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Yoshi's Woolly World. Last time, we continued our World 3 journey by venturing through things that hang from the ceiling and things that come up through the floor. This time, moving right on along to the halfway point, Big Montgomery's Bubble Fort. He's striking back, and which one do I want? We haven't been playing with big balls lately, so let's do it. Scarf roll, Yoshi. I know how much you hate bonus stages. I know all about you. That's why I brought you in. Oh, this one. Okay. I've mentioned before that, I do have notes handy just for little tiny things that might not be immediately thought about when playing a stage and things that I want to make absolutely sure that I talk about at some point. It's not a script or anything. It's just a very loose outline of topics. This is the first stage that I have nothing at all written down for. And that kind of worried me a little bit, but at the same time, it was really exciting for seeing which one this was, which is why I didn't look at the name for it last time. And this was certainly a case where well, it would have been nice if past me warned me of that. These crochet guys can break through the bubbles with their crochet needles. Your ground pound cannot. In some cases, you might actually want them to do that because they'll lead you to secret areas, but at other times, they might screw you. Pay attention to the stage terrain and you'll know exactly which one to do, assuming that you have common sense. It's not really such a common trait now, is it? Screw saying that, man. Okay, I got so tired of hearing that all the time when I was growing up. Just, grown-ups thinking they knew what they were talking about and being like, common sense isn't so common with today's youth. And I get so sick and tired of it, so never mind. Screw that. Forget I said that. I'm never saying that again, I don't think. There'll be somebody to remind me of it whenever I say it in a video like 12 years from now and don't even know that I said it this one time, but then it's all gonna come rushing back to me being like, oh man, that was a huge deal to me back then, and oh my gosh, what have I become? What have I become? I don't even know who I am anymore. Yeah, it'll be a pretty horrible day for me when I do. Okay, more crochet guys. And more illusion walls. It's Yoshi's Woolly World, in other words. Oh, wow, I didn't mean to actually bounce back up there. Okay. Oh, wow, he's doing... It looks like he's doing some kind of mating dance thing. Okay, gotta make sure that... Is there any reason to have bubbles on this side, though? Like, do I need... Oh! That was very lucky to have not died. Is there any reason for the bubbles on this side, or is he just there to show you that they're gonna... Yeah, he's probably just there to show you. Yeah, I can't get over that in any way that I can see. All right. Next up. Getting on top. No. Come on. It'd be really nice if I could just take one of those crochet needles, but unfortunately it's organically a part of their body, and once they die, it's gone. Maybe if I start on this higher no. Maybe if I really no. Maybe if I triangle jump over on top of it and then throw my egg, yes. And it's hearts. How lovely. And then we got this business going on. Bounce on up there. Not quite. Go a little higher. There it is. There's the butter. It's what these bubbles are made out of, don't you know? Nothing hidden behind this door. It's a good sign this isn't the boss door, just in case it looked a little bit too much like one. This is a pretty enjoyable one so far, very unique. This bubble concept doesn't show up a whole lot, and in fact, it seems to be kind of a running theme that level concepts don't keep showing up over and over again. I think I mentioned how the hot dogs don't really come back. I wanted to say that the rough and tumbles only appear in that one stage. And this seems to be no different than that one. So I guess what I could do, I think I'll tell you that Yoshi's Woolly World had a very strange kind of release / development. And not just because it came out in Europe so much sooner than it did everywhere else, though I was so happy to tell you about all that anyway. But also the fact that, well, I guess not everywhere else. Japan counts and so does Australia. It's just, America doesn't count, I guess, which is why we got it so much later. What I'm trying to say is, this was announced very prematurely. It was announced in what I like to refer to as the emergency Nintendo Direct, where the Wii U did not sell as intended for that holiday season, so they pretty much announced every single AAA title except for Splatoon, Mario Maker, and Tropical Freeze that was going to come out. Like, they announced Smash 4 without any footage, saying it'd be at E3 that year. They announced Super Mario 3D World without any footage, saying it'd be at E3 that year. They announced Breath of the Wild. This was in early 2013, by the way. They announced Breath of the Wild, they announced Xenoblade Chronicles X, and they announced Yoshi's Woolly World. However, when it was first shown off, it was a completely different... Hi, where'd you come from? It was a completely different game from what we saw. Originally, Yoshi was going to start out as one piece of yarn, and by consuming enemies, he would be able to complete his body more and more, gaining access to more of his abilities as the levels would go on, until eventually, he would fill out into the crocheted form that we have all the time in the final game. It looked very different. There's all kinds of crazy ideas for it, and they don't even end there. There's actually more developer talks that have come out in years since, but I wanted to talk about this because we all thought Woolly World was canceled because of just how long it was taking to surface again, and all they had to say about it for at least a year and a half was the stock response of, we have nothing to announce regarding that game at this time. It didn't even have a finished title. It was just simply known as Yarn Yoshi, and like many people, I refer to it as Yoshi's Epic Yarn because I thought that was cute. Yeah, it went through all that, and a lot of people thought that it was canceled in favor of Yoshi's New Island because, to give an idea of how long it took for us to get any concrete info on this past that first Nintendo Direct, Yoshi's New Island was announced, dated, and released for some time before this one surfaced again. It was that long. So it was not hard to see why people thought it was canceled, because why would they have two Yoshi games in the pipeline at the same time? And on top of that, my personal theory was that this entire game ended up having its assets reused for the Sonic Lost World stage, the Yoshi's Island Zone. Just because that kind of mysteriously surfaced out of nowhere, and I didn't see anything like that coming, so made sense. Game went missing in action. Suddenly a level in another game looks just like the assets shown off for this one. It made sense, but no, I think it was just that they really needed to sell some Wii U, so they were willing to announce absolutely every card they had in their hand at that point, because that's sort of what they did now in hindsight. If you ever want to see a Direct with tons and tons of announcements, if you like looking back on those things, go back and look at that one. It's January 2014. What is this, a bonus video? No. Just wanted to tell this story because it's, I think, a shared experience that a lot of people have who are excited for this. Get me up there, please. Get me up there. Thank you. Wonderwool number 5. Is this gonna be based on the boss? Did Big Montgomery get extra fabulous since we last saw him? Is he gonna be made of bubbles and all colors of the rainbow? Because all the Yoshis we get are based on the bosses whenever we meet them for the first time. And this is our first rematch, so maybe it'll be like that, where it's whatever new appearance he's got going on. Hit that. More of these beads. Am I missing anything, really? I got one flower left to go, and it's likely in this... Yep, it's right there! Didn't even need to open the menu. Getting a little bit too paranoid right there that I wasn't going to be smarter than the level design. I'm smarter than fabric. Great thing to brag about me. Great thing to brag about. Okay, no. I just play a lot of games, and I know things here. Nothing? There it is. It's getting a little bit scared there that I didn't know the game like that. All right. Into the boss door. His room's looking more fabulous. This tangle of yarn here looks familiar. Ah! It's a Yoshi! I'm tired of Yoshis ruining my plans! Hey, you! Minion! I need you to stop any Yoshis from getting past here! Glad to know he enlisted just the first guy who was there! Big Montgomery strikes back, and Kamek was extra creatively bankrupt that day because he named it the exact same thing as the last one. Didn't even have the courtesy to add Junior to the end. He is pretty much second verse, same as the first, just got a helmet on his head, so you can't really get the jump on him quite as easily, but yeah, he also launches shockwaves out. He's gonna come up. We shoot him, not his little minions, the minions of the minions. And there he goes. Wow, When I ground pound, my hammer looks cool. Look at that, it's all striped and everything. That's a cool color scheme for a hammer. Take note, hardware store owners. This is where the market is truly going. Interesting visual design for tools. Got it. Oh, I thought I had to hit him twice. No. Your butt's not getting away from me. Not really all that different. Like, I guess he's a little more aggressive, and you can't jump on his head to affect him in any way. It just bounces off, and you can't flip him over like that, so you have to throw eggs, but that's kind of how I do things anyway. The spaces behind him when he comes up out of the ground are safe zones once again. The Monty Moles can be eaten for eggs. It's a pretty standard boss fight, really. You've got to do— Oh, I love this one! I love this one! Oh, and it hurts me that we're going off to the 3DS version to play with Poochy because I can't really show— Oh, didn't say that. I did not say that about Poochy. I did not say that about Yogurt Yoshi. Ah, yes, when I think of moles, my mind immediately goes to yogurt. When I think bubbles, I think of— Oh, this stage— Oh, stop showing me all the stuff I love and all of my favorite things in this game that I can't go do right now because— I knew when I adopted him, the dogs are a lot of responsibility, and there's a lot of work involved, and it's not always rainbows and lollipops and face licks, but all those rainbows and lollipops and face licks make it so worth it. I'll see you in the 3DS version. I had some wanting us to go back to the Yoshi hut to go into a little bit more detail about Yoshi customization. If we take this already perfect style, and his tongue is he has a rainbow-colored tongue! You, open your mouth again. I can't get him to do it again. Maybe it just looked like it was a rainbow-colored tongue. I swore I saw that. Regardless, I don't need to see it again because I can just show you in post what I saw because I reacted to it and I know where it is. I'm wasting a lot of time. There is easy mode and professional mode when it comes to your Yoshis. In easy mode, just the exact same pattern is mirrored all over the Yoshi's body, so selecting that rainbow pattern, any changes that I made to the nose would be made to every part of his body. In professional mode, it's a lot like Pro Designs in Animal Crossing, where you can edit Yoshi part by part from head to toe. If you want him to wear certain shoes, he will wear those shoes. If you want him to wear a certain nose, then he'll get plastic surgery. Anything that you want to do for Yoshi, any way you want to make him look, you can. I think we'll keep his nose very styling, but we'll, oh, you can do individual ears, too. Not bad. Sorry. Those are arms. I thought the icon was a dog's face, and I'm like, gee, that's kind of funny that they used a dog's face for Yoshi. I guess he's kind of like Mario's dog. But, he doesn't know that yet. No, he doesn't. The only way this could be seen as less customizable than easy mode is that it doesn't allow use of the patterns. You can't mix the night sky with the rainbow or anything. You can, however, use a pattern in easy mode, save it, and then bring it into professional mode like I've done here for somewhat of a head start. I'd also show you the tools a little bit more. There is an undo button and a redo. Only one undo/redo, unfortunately. Photoshop this ain't. Now that our any % speedrun of Color a Dinosaur is finished, it's time for me to be caught with my pants down after I just said that this mechanic never ever comes back, but I wasn't wrong when talking about that version. When making a hybrid series can come back to bite you and make you look like you have no idea what you're talking about. Into Stitchy Scramble. You avoided getting turned into a burger, may you not? Get flattened into the patty that you were almost cooked into. Go, Moo Moo Yoshi, go! Taking the upper path because it's generally the smarter idea, yet I'm willing to bet that it actually was not the smarter idea and that it was a ruse to make you have to go through. Is that? I don't want to look down at the bottom screen, but that is one that we've collected. Now this is auto-running with us. Gotta hold A on the right beats to keep getting the maximum height, keeping on those beads. And there it is. Go up. And down, and ow, nose. It doesn't even have a nose, actually. These are known as Woolet Bills. I'm a very big fan of this name, and they are so gosh darn creative. I love them. How you just get to ride around on the wool on their backs, and the auto, you don't want to like, I don't know, I'm not even able to like coherently talk now. I'm just really trying to focus and I'm not doing a very good My pup was blending in with one of those. Out of all of the goals, only one of them was achieved. Did not pop all 3 balloons, did not collect 1,500 beads, did not pass go, did not collect $200. Not my first time failing that hard, because I'm not above admitting what many of you had realized about me. Anyway, that apparently I don't know what a cow looks like. I thought they had white noses, and that's how I remembered it, and it's amazing how many things you really learn about yourself when you're in front of other people. Hey, Dougie. We all made it as one big happy family, and I even reached the goal in 58 seconds while bumping my head on the wall. Very forgiving time limit there. Lower path holds a balloon that I think we got on the other path anyway. I don't think it was the yellow one that was avoiding. No, there were 2 yellow balloons. Never mind. That was the one. Doggy. Moo Yoshi cares for her young. Far more than Bee Poochy, where she's a queen bee and her children are dime a dozen. An attempt will be made at the Poochy Dash Gold Rush version. 4,097 beads. Totals are climbing. Every time. Woohoo! Oh, that was cool. On the sun setting. Let us know that this run is almost over, and 3,910. Only had 2 minor slip-ups along the way. Pretty good run. That is everything new about the 3DS version that I wanted to show you. I gotta say, Rainbow Yoshi lived up to all of my expectations. Oh, heck with it, Poochy, you did too. Almost forgot to go back into his doghouse and show the new costume that was unlocked. For completing all the challenges in that one, Rockin' Horse Poochy. It's got a little saddle and bridle and everything. His legs are even different colors, like horses are known for being. I'm proving that I know all of my scientific facts today. Anyway, there I go again. Next time on Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World, we're gonna be carrying on with World 3 and seeing one of the best badges, and one of the best stages, and one of the best songs, and one of the best enemies, and I'll see you guys then.
Hmm.